Well, I think by the time I finish this, it would actually be Friday. But as we have, luck will have it, it's still Thursday, the 27th of January. And I'm pretty sure I'm coming down with, I need to be underneath a nice warm blanket, with my feet stretched. But I'm going to do this because I have a feeling that it's really important, not just to myself, but to someone else. And so therefore, I'm not gonna, as far as controversial go, I'm gonna be staying just on the edges. I'm gonna stick with what is facts. Nobody that comes to my channel or listen to my videos, it's not this is not an area for negativity. This is positivity, and to help, not to help people, to say that there's another way, or there's another point of view, there's another way to look at things, and everything is not just one way. And so I was on the topic of stalking, and this isn't controversial because in the world right now, this is something that they don't talk about. When they talk about stalking, it seems to be it's not vastly covered, and so therefore it leaves room for a lot of speculation and a lot of bad feelings, because a whole section of society right across the world think that they're not protected. They think that they are not protected by their governments. They are not, there's nowhere they can go. And so I'm going to basically be looking at this. I'm going to be talking about it. And there's a word that comes to mind, right? I think it's spelled VOYERSIM. Let's see. Because it's something that, yes, V for very, OYEURISM. Well, okay. I mean, the definition that comes up is saying that, some people get pleasure from, that. But there's another form of that. And it comes under, stalking. And it's for the UK, because I live in the UK, and it covers that. It says voyeurism, the Crown Prosecution Service, Section 68 of the Sexual Offences Act 2003. It says it confirms that anybody. Let me just click onto this, because it really is. It says it confirms that anybody. It confirms that anybody, it was implemented in April 2012. Where some certain behaviors, where you would possibly put in either a camera or any of equipment to monitor or watch somebody, it's an offense. And anywhere where somebody else is expecting a reasonable amount of privacy, the law takes that very seriously. It says you cannot operate equipment under anybody, or go into somewhere where somebody else lives and invade their privacy. And there's nowhere where the law says that, regardless of what anybody else is doing, whether they are movie star, porn star, even they deserve their privacy. You can't look at someone and think that, well, I'm going to victimize that person. I'm going to put a camera where they are in their bathroom or in their bedroom or having a shower because they are a porn star. They don't deserve any respect. They don't deserve any privacy. The law does not say that. The law says where there's anywhere where somebody expects a reasonable amount of privacy. That includes bathroom, toilets, bedroom. It's even a porn star have to have a day off. They wouldn't want you to be pointing something on them when they are in their bathroom, bedroom, or toilet. You can't turn around and say you have any reason to stalk, harass, humiliate anybody, or even imply that you could be seeing them naked or you're watching them naked when it's something that would, you think that they would in first instance they would feel uncomfortable. And the way the law is now, it's a sex offense. And even though they were talking here about upskirting, it also includes that everybody and anybody expects a reasonable amount of privacy. And so therefore, if anybody is implying that they can see you indoors, the first thing you have to do is remember that the law does not encourage people like that. The law says that anybody caught will be punished. And all of this falls under stalking. And even if they do not define stalking word for word, but that is still there. Stalking is also includes if somebody breaks into your property, damage your property, take any of your property, so stealing, damage, theft, or even try to imply that they can see you. So if anybody approaches you in the streets and make any kind of remark or hint that they can see you or they know what you're doing in your house or conversation, just remember to just say out loud, do you know that stalking is punishable by law for up to 15 years? And so if you think that you can see that, there's nothing you can tell me about what it is I'm doing in my bathroom when you're not supposed to be knowing what I'm doing in my bathroom. So therefore you do not feel embarrassed and uneasy and upset. And I think this is the reason why when people are stalking, when they get together in groups to humiliate an individual, whether it be 10, 20, they get together in these groups, they use the idea of trying to inflict mental illness on you. They're banking on the idea that you might not know the law. And so therefore, if you do not know the law, you will feel embarrassed. You will feel that how come somebody is watching me? That you will be so fixated on that humiliation or the feeling of being humiliated for years and years and years and years. You would end up losing your hobbies, your life, your property, with just the idea of shame, ridicule, embarrassment, and discomfort. Those are stalkers' method. And we've seen so many different books written about stalking, and they never leave out the parts where it says stalking is done by one or a group. And so therefore, when you go on YouTube or on the internet and you see people talking about paranoia, schizophrenia, all these things, government, or all these people in tinfoil hats saying that the government is after them, blah, 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 and the government. No, you have to remember that criminals are involved in these stalking skits. They are involved in their acting facts. The most stalking that is going on is community based. And the reason why they don't pick on a group is because it's much easier for them to pick on one individual, because they know that individual is not going to fight back. And they pick on people that they think are vulnerable, people that would believe their lies. They use symbolism, community shame, public embarrassment. And so when you see people on YouTube talking about how they've been stalked or they've been watched or they've lost everything, there's probably a whole lot of truth in there. But what these people have to remember, especially in the UK, is that the law, they're close to what the law is telling you. They're close to what the law is saying to you. Nobody deserves to be shamefaced, humiliated, harassed, even if you're a porn star. Even because a porn star is still a human being. And if somebody have something against you, the explanation to say that you deserve what they're going to do to you because because you do porn, you have sex, you deserve to be shamefaced, that it's not something that people are going to say, all right, well, you deserve it, so therefore let's make that person go scot-free. Then those people, they're going to go scot-free because after all, look at her, she's on. No, because the law is for everybody. The law is for everybody, and this is the reason when people feel like they are isolated from the law, they and seems like they get punished by the system. They get punished by mental health services, because when somebody else or a group have tormented you for so long and you do not know and believe in the law, and when you know and believe in the law, it gives you a boost and a confidence. You know now that you have to gather your strength and you have to walk towards the day when the law will be able to help you in a much better. Because, that person or those people are banking on the idea that they do not want to be caught. They know that's the reason why they would try to evade every single way. If they are they want you to be confused, and when you get stuck in that confusion for years, you are unable to be able to see a clearer way to sort it out. You are stuck with the embarrassment. You're asking yourself if you've lost your mind. No, you have not lost your mind. And I think it's important that you get a hold of yourself and remember that what they want you to do is just to fall apart, to forget everything you have, everything you used to do, and forget the idea that essentially you are a human being. You are protected by the law as much as everybody else. You're not a whistleblower, a public person, somebody of interest to the government. The government do not hate every single body in the United Kingdom, and they certainly do not go around picking on immigrants. They don't think that, we hate everybody, so we're going to look at that other person, then we will do such and such to them. It's a lie when criminals are actually the biggest users of those tactics. Criminals are the one running the asylum. They want you to believe that, vast members or sway of the United Kingdom because if that's the case, then I don't think there'll be very much people left, because everybody you see, there's different layers to them. And if you want to pick, then you'll have that everywhere. Then you'll be you will see that the law has, but it's not such. So that's a lie, because there's some things that even the government can't be overwhelmed, 60 million people plus. Are they going to be fighting everybody? And would they be watching? No, they want you to think like that. And so for people or anybody in the UK that had been going through any kind of stalking or embarrassment, and this is the reason why you feel like you're isolated and there's nobody in your area that would say that's what they probably go through miles. Maybe if you look at a map, it'll be like a couple of miles in between people. They go and pick wisely, and they don't pick on somebody that they know have like a huge group of people that would be like, okay, I know who. No. So you have to think about all the things, and then you have to turn it upside down, because you then know that this is from possibly a proxy stalker. It's possibly 3 or 4 people behind the scenes trying to make you think that you're losing your mind. And so I just wanted to call you attention to what the law says, because sometimes, people can think that, well, the law does not like them, or the law is not saying anything about stalking or group stalking. They do. Pay close attention to what they say. And another clue for you, if they were so busy picking on people, whether it be immigrant or others, then they wouldn't be passing so many other different laws. Look at the laws, the immigration laws and all that. It could tell you that the government really do not, and they're not the ones condoning any kind of institutional racism or institutional trauma. It's human beings that run institutions. And when it comes to anything, i.e. whether it be the NHS, mental health services, it's the individual, it's what they see of you and how they interpret what they see. And so these are the probabilities, and these are the reasons why the stalkers would try to use all many things available to them, i.e., the color of their skin, their accent, or the probability of whether somebody would believe that they would be involved in something like that, and they run with that. So you have to just gather yourself together, have a look at what's been written about, all these little topics and what they will do when they catch somebody. So focus on that. And if you are on YouTube, and I know it's difficult, I have seen so many people practically losing their minds. You can see the pain because of the trauma of being picked on, and the fixation. And somebody, what you see, the more evil they become towards you, is the more they seem to go up in the world. Pay attention to that. It's you that they're trying to take, but they cannot take you if you don't let them. It's a psychological thing. And I think that one of the other things is they use cues, they use trigger words. They really want is closest that I can think of. What I can think of is what is it now? When some hypnotize. So when they use trigger words, because they don't want you to think positively of yourself, and so your words, they would pick on the one, because when they use that to you, it would derive you of your self-confidence and your self-esteem, because they want to remind you that they still, they think that ownership of you. This is the reason why human stalking, it goes on so much, so long, and it's so difficult to believe, because I think with stalking and community-based harassment, people hide under the radar. They hide under the covers. There's comfort in numbers. The best advice I can give you: become your best repairman or woman. Pay particular attention to your door, even if it seems that you or they try the same things again and again. Never give up on what you see. There will be a time when you will hit the jackpot. Look at all the avenues. Never stop. Always be on your guard, because if the stalker had not been caught, the chances are they're plotting more and more things against you. And when you feel like you've got eyes on you, know that you always have to be on your guard, even in your quiet moments. But remember that the law is on your side. You got nothing to be ashamed of, nothing to be afraid of. Be polite, be kind, be courteous. Love yourself, Keep your head on the straight and narrow, and look forward to the future. Anyway, I'm just going to leave it here. Thank you.